Hello everyone. So in this video, I am going to explain a validation activity. So we can use a validation in a pipeline to ensure the pipeline only continue execution once it has validated the attached dataset reference exists, that it meets the specified criteria or timeout has been reached. So let me come to the Synapse. Sorry. So the use of validation activity is to ensure whether the data set exists or not. Okay, so this validation activity, when we debug this validation activity will be in running straight until it validated the data set that we referenced here. So here I reference one data set. Okay, so if it's validate means if it's validate, then it will move to the next step. If it is not validated, it won't move to the next step. It will keep wait for the validation. Now what does it mean? So very simple. In the next tab I have a sync dataset. Okay, in the sync dataset I have given a file path validation. Okay, come to the container. In this container I have a validation path. Okay, now come to the script activity. Sorry, validation activity. So in the validation activity, I reference a sync dataset. Now in the child item, I am choosing the first option. The first option is check if folder exists only. So this is one validation type. If folder exists only, then it validated if at the dataset the folder that we specified, if it exists, then it's a fine, it means validation done and it will move to the next step. Okay, but if the folder does not exist, it will keep wait for the folder, it won't move to the next step. Okay, let's see practically. So here we can see this validation folder. Okay, and here it exists. Okay, so based on this, it should move to the next step immediately because this folder exists. Okay, now let's done this progress. Now validation is in progress. It's done, and okay, it's done. Exist is equal to true means the folder name validation exists. Okay, so it's moved to the next step. So our first part is done. Now let's change the folder name. Okay, let's give val. Okay, now come to the storage. Okay, in the link service I am is I is in this dataset link service I given a configuration of this storage account. That's why I am looking here. Okay, if we give a configuration of any other storage account, then in that case we need to look that file path or directory into that another account. Okay, so now here I given a file path val. So come here, we don't have any kind of a folder called val. Okay, so in this case what will happen, let's see. Refresh this. In the last example, folder was there, so it was able to validate and move to the next step. But in this example that folder does not exist. So let's see what happened. We can see it is not executing, it is keep waiting for the folder. Okay, it is keep waiting for the folder. We can see it is keep, it won't move until it get that folder. So let's come here and create the folder and we'll see what will happen. Well, okay, now I created a folder. Okay, let's refresh. VAL folder has been created. Yeah, we can see this validation got success because at runtime I created a folder, so it validated. So after validation, it moved to the next step. Okay, So the first part we understood, the first one is ignore. So when does we choose this? When we have to check whether folder exists or not, only folder. Okay. Now next, check if folder exists and has item in it. Okay. Folder exists and it should have item. So when we choose this, okay, and we have chosen a path val, so now we have the val path, but it does not have any item. Okay, but it does not have any item. So in this case also, it should keep run until it gets some item, or can say until it gets some folder or file. Okay, so let's run this again. It should be in progress only. Let's see. So we can see it is still in progress. Now this time a folder exists, but we picked another option called true. So when we select this, what does it say? Check if folder exists. So this time folder exists plus one more condition, has item in it. So this time folder exists, but it does not have any item. So if we come to the output, we can see it is still in progress. Now let's upload one item and we'll see. Let's upload something. I'm going to upload this customer one file. Okay, upload. So upload is happening. So after few seconds we can see it will move, because it will be able to validate folder, and folder has some items. So after validation, it will move to the next step. Let's see. It got a success because it found a folder and found some item inside the folder. Okay, so now it moved to the next step. So this is how validation works. Now let's come and see the third one. Check if folder exists, that it is empty. Yeah, so here it was checking only folder exists or not. Okay, if folder exists means it's validated. Fine. Data, if something is there, not there, no problem. Folder exists means validation done. Second, folder exists and it must have some item, then only validation done. Then when we choose the third option, check if folder exists and that is in empty. So it is when we choose this third option, it will look for the folder and the folder must be empty. If folder has the item, again it will be in a progress state until we don't remove the item. So let's run again. And now we know in val folder we have item. Okay, so this will be in the keep running state. We can see it is in running state. So how long it will run? There is two condition. First is this sorry, this is the second condition, or can say first condition also, timeout. So when it reach the timeout, then it will move to the next step. Otherwise it will wait for this option, like when we remove the folder. So come to the output, we are seeing it is in progress. Okay, still in progress. So when we, let's remove this, because the third condition is saying folder should be there but without item. So let's delete this. Deleted. Now it should move. Wait for few seconds, it should move now, because it is keep checking. Yeah, it's moved. Yeah. So one last part, slip. So specify the timeout for the activity to run. Okay, if no value is specified, default value is 12 hour. So what happened when simply when I chosen this false, it check the folder exist and then it must not have anything. Okay, after checking, it wait for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes again it check. Okay, so if it exists, folder exists and it has no item, okay, means validation correct, it may move to, sorry, it will move to the next step. But again folder exists but it has some item, then again it will wait for a next 10 minutes and again it will look at the path. So same thing will repeat on every 10 second. So every 10 second it will check the validation. So if I change here 60 second, so what will happen in that case, now it will check on every 60 seconds. So first time when it check folder exists but it has no item. Okay, then if it pass then fine. If folder exists and it has some item, means validation has not done. So it will wait for next 60 second. After 60 second again it will check. So again in the next 60 second, if it find like folder exist and it has no item, then it will move to the next step. But if folder exists, it has item, means this condition is not fulfilling, again it will wait for the next 60 minute and sorry next 60 second and it will check after 60 second for the same validation. Okay, so this is all three option for child item. And what is the use of slip? We understand delay in second between validation attempt. Very simple. First it will go for the validation. If it validate, it's fine. If it is not validated, again it will wait for some second, how much, what we specify here. Okay, and then after that second again it will check for the validation. So we can check validation with any of these three example, either with ignore or with true or for false. So for everything already described here, when we mark option true, means folder should exist and item should be there. If we go with the ignore, then only folder should exist. Okay, and then the use of slip again, like delay in seconds between validation attempts. So when the first time validation attempts happen, if it is not validated, again it will wait for the 60 second. After 60 second again validation, it will go for the validation. If validation is fine, then it will move to the next step. But if it is not able to validate, then it will wait for again 60 second. So this is all about validation activity in Synapse.